Now at 6, breaking news overnight as 2 people are dead and dozens injured after a plane collided with a fire truck at New York's LaGuardia airport. We have the latest plus what it means for flights in and out of the airport.
And as spring break is now underway for many in our area, ICE agents are being deployed for some TSA workers across the country. We'll tell you what that means here at PDX. Plus.
There's a little boy in the middle of the street. Hold on. Where do you live, baby?
A rideshare driver in Texas jumping into action to save a toddler from a busy road. How the rideshare company is responding to her act of bravery. Coming up as News at Sunrise starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Monday here. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchick. Glad to have you starting your week off with us. Chris McGinnis is off this week, so it's just Rod holding down the weather fort, and it's pretty dry this morning, Rod.
Yes. Now here's what stinks. So it's Oregon spring break, so Chris is off, sure, right? Next week is Washington spring break, but I'll be here then too. Here's a look at our temperature map. Hope you're getting some time off. Vacation season, 38 in Hillsboro, 39 in Beaverton, 37 in Happy Valley. We are all dry. There's not much wind. And so far, all these reporting sites are above freezing. All the West Decatur, you're now down to 33. We had some scattered light frost yesterday, kind of looking for that this morning, but so far not finding it. 42, in fact, holding quite a bit warmer out of PDX. You saw the good visibility from the top of the Wells Fargo camera. So Washington students, this is your school bus forecast. Partly cloudy, about 40 out the door, sun up 707, 50 at noon today. Eventually clouding over, and that will probably keep us just shy of reaching 60, which is what we did yesterday. That's your forecast for a pretty nice Monday.
Rod, thank you. Well, Chris McGinnis, like we mentioned, is off this week, but we are still bringing you traffic. Right now, a crash has closed the right northbound lanes of the Fremont Bridge. This is a look at the traffic map, seeing a little slowing over the Fremont Bridge right now. Trip Check is estimating this delay will cost your commute about 20 minutes, so keep an eye out for that if you're headed that direction.
Now to breaking news overnight. 2 people are dead and dozens more are injured after an Air Canada plane collided with a fire truck at LaGuardia Airport in New York. 41 people, including passengers, crew, and fire personnel, were taken to the hospital after a plane struck a Port Authority fire truck on the runway around 11:40 p.m. The aircraft, carrying 76 passengers and 4 crew members, left the pilot and co-pilot dead. Some victims are seriously injured, according to the Port Authority's executive director. The FAA issued a ground stop at LaGuardia until 11 a.m. and the NTSB is investigating.
Meantime, another week has begun without pay for TSA agents. DHS reports more than 400 TSA workers have quit since the partial government shutdown began. A Democratic bill to fund just TSA agents failed to get the Senate votes needed to advance on Saturday. That's left thousands working more than a month without pay. In turn, a record number of workers have been calling out sick or just not showing up.
We're all hurting. Literally, checking accounts are wiped out. We haven't recovered from the last 2 that we've had before. My duty is still the same, but at the end, if I can't put food in my stomach, I can't keep a roof over my head. The people that I'm supposed to be taking care of are failing me.
Democrats vowed to withhold funding until Republicans agree to new reforms on ICE. Meanwhile, Republicans want DHS fully funded before any talks take place.
Meantime, ICE agents are expected to be deployed at airports with long lines today as Democrats and Republicans continue to spar over Department of Homeland Security funding, which includes TSA workers.
Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us from PDX. Thomas, what are you seeing at the airport this morning?
Yeah, well, guys, we're seeing some busy lines as you would expect around 6 o'clock in the morning, but no ICE agents here right now. We also spoke to some workers here at PDX. They say the same thing. They've seen, of course, the TSA agents are here, but no ICE agents that they've seen either. White House border czar Tom Homan says the administration will start the rollout of ICE agents at large airports with longer wait times. So unclear if or when they'll be at PDX. This all comes as spring break begins today for many families in our area. And we've heard stories of hours-long wait times across the country at airports. due to TSA agents either quitting or calling out. TSA workers have been working now for more than a month without pay. And at PDX, there's mixed reaction of bringing ICE agents in to alleviate long lines.
Whatever it takes to help everybody move around the country and do what they needed to do, business-wise and family-wise, that's a good move.
Well, that's not their job. I think if they can find a way to pay ICE, they should be able to find a way to pay our TSA agents that are trained to protect us and to make sure that we're traveling securely.
Homan, the White House's border czar, says ICE agents will not actually be screening passengers. He says ICE agents will assist TSA workers in areas that do not need specialized expertise. And as you can see behind us, those lines are pretty long this morning, but that is part of the general ebb and flow during the morning here at PDX. 6 o'clock is around the busiest time that they generally see. Still, they are expecting an uptick here. 24,000 passengers will be departing here today as spring break is underway here in Oregon. Matthew, China.
Our Thomas Schultz reporting live from PDX this morning. Thank you, Thomas. Meantime, up in Washington, CTAC says as of now, operations remain normal despite the partial shutdown. In response to the president's plan to send ICE in to help TSA, Washington Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal calls this, quote, a thinly veiled attempt to intimidate people during travel. A veteran aviation journalist noted that the two roles are very different.
And TSA agents are there to de-escalate any sort of a stressful situation. I have not seen ICE operate very effectively in a de-escalation mode, and that's a major concern.
Behind the scenes, many officers are now relying on community support just to get by. $13,000 in food and essentials have been donated to federal workers at SeaTac, including gas and grocery gift cards.
Elon Musk says he wants to pay the salaries of TSA employees. He posted this message on X over the weekend saying, quote, I would like to offer to pay the salaries of TSA personnel during this funding impasse that is negatively affecting the lives of so many Americans at airports throughout the country.
And if you are traveling for spring break, experts are warning about the potential dangers that can come along with your fun in the sun.
Yeah, that's right. In this morning's Health Minute, Mandy Gather has more on how to avoid common spring travel injuries.
The flowers are blooming. The weather is warming. Travel season is about to blossom, and emergency rooms are preparing for an influx in patients.
Look, as an ER doc, we see it. Life changes in a second.
Dr. Kevin Friels with Orlando Health says his emergency room sees a surge in injuries this time of year from 5 preventable dangers. First, be aware of heat-related illnesses. Friels says to stay hydrated, be aware of any medications that may cause faster dehydration, and apply and reapply sunscreen. Next, water emergencies, whether it's in the ocean or a pool. He says to have a swimming buddy. If you can't swim, wear a life jacket and don't go in the water above your waist.
Some of the houses they may be renting may have pools. You want to make sure that the pool is fenced. If the pool is not fenced, you want to assign an adult to all the kiddos.
Friel says alcohol-induced falls and head injuries are also a problem. He's seen patients fall or climb on things they normally wouldn't while drinking. And he says to completely avoid cocktail consumption if you're getting on a boat or into the ocean or pool.
Water and alcohol does not mix.
Finally, don't drink and drive, and be aware of traffic signs, speed limits, and your surroundings. That includes pedestrians if you're in a vehicle and cars if you're on an e-bike, scooter, or bike. He says it's also critical to wear a helmet.
Prevention matters. You need to be prepared before the vacation and while you're on the vacation.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Cute! Today is National Puppy Day, and here are some of the cuties up for adoption right now through Oregon Dog Rescue. Look at all of them. I'm happy.
Look at the ears on this second one.
In honor of National Puppy Day, we want to see pictures of your puppy dog. So just text us photos to the number there on your screen, 503-226-5088. Be sure to tell us your name and the dog's name and where you live, and we'll share them here on Sunrise. I'll start by sharing pictures of my puppy, Barry.
Look at him.
Oh, he's so cute. That's the moment I got him. I had no idea. I was hysterical.
There's more pictures. He's a big boy now. He's getting big.
That's
Look at
him. That's him now. We were at
He's all
Filson
grown up.
downtown. Yep, and he was being ornery and knew he was going to get a bath right there.
Look at his tongue.
But he is so cute.
He is very cute.
How old is Barry now, China?
He just turned 8 months.
Oh, 8 months?
Yeah,
All right.
and he's 69 pounds.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, yeah, they grow up so fast.
That puppy phase ends just too quick. It goes
Like
by,
that.
yeah, it goes by like a blink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, you're thrilled that potty training is not a thing anymore.
Yes.
That's over, but
I
then
can't
they're
pick it
big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we'll get some pictures. I tell you what, we could ask people, send us pictures of your son graduating, your grandparents, your beautiful spouse. Send us your animals. Oh my gosh, we get flooded with pictures. Here's our Seaside live camera, always a popular spot on spring break. Partly cloudy skies, you can see. The coast is actually, with no wind, one of the cool spots across our entire state. There's Seaside at 31, expected to be up into the low 50s this afternoon. Again, not much wind. Partly cloudy skies also currently if you headed up to the Cascades for your spring break Monday. 36 degrees warmer up at the lodge than it is along the coast this morning. Government Camp will likely get up to around 50 for a high. Futurecast shows partly sunny to becoming cloudy across our region. And again, the big rainmaker for the week arrives tomorrow morning at the coast and then into the afternoon. Steady rain coming to the valley. That's tomorrow, so take advantage of our dry time on this Monday. 42 Portland, 37 Salem, 38 up in Kelso. It's near freezing out in the Dalles. And then the coldest temps, 22 Baker City and 28 degrees this morning out in Burns. Here's the forecast map. All dry, clouding over here on the west side eventually, but getting up into the 50s. And then where you have sun, the Dalles, Madras, Bend, and farther out to the east, most areas will be back up into the 60s again. Here's the 7-day forecast. Pretty typical, pretty pleasant overall. We have the dry weather today, 59. We have a rainy Tuesday. We have showers Wednesday. They could actually have a secondary rain band coming through in the afternoon. But then we're back to dry and nearing 60 on Thursday, 60s on Friday, Saturday, and just eyeing a shower chance on Sunday. And that is your forecast.
Thank you, Ron.